Hi, it's Doug. Today, you're going to read a story about someone named Lynn and her big sister, Sato. Sato plays the guitar in a band. Lynn likes the way Sato's guitar sounds, but she gets a big surprise when she wants to see how it feels. You're going to read about Lynn's discovery. But you aren't just going to read. Sometimes you'll get up and do something, look for clues, or stop to talk about your ideas. Let's turn the page and get started.
Hello, I'm Lynn. This is my big sister, Sato. Sato is in a band with her friends. They keep their instruments in our garage. You can see the drums there, the cymbals, and a guitar. Last week, Sato said I could stay and listen. Her friends were a little late, so she started to play her guitar while we waited. I wondered, how is it making that sound? I reached out to touch the strings as Sato played. I wanted to see how they felt. Let's stop and think. Lynn is about to touch the guitar strings. What do you think will happen to the music? So if Sato is playing the guitar and she's moving those strings, if Lynn touches the strings, do you think the music is going to change at all? I felt the strings wiggle against my hand. Then the music stopped, and so did the wiggling. So as soon as Lynn put her hand on the strings, she could feel it wiggling, but then the wiggling stopped, the strings stopped wiggling, and the music stopped. I wonder why it stopped once she touched it. Sato said, "Don't touch the strings, it makes the sound stop." "Let me try again," I said. "I'll be so gentle." So Sato strummed her guitar. I put my hand on the strings, but I did it so softly. I didn't push down on the strings. But the same thing happened. Even though I touched the strings softly, still the music stopped. "Why did the sound stop?" I asked. "Did you feel the strings wiggling?" Sato asked me. "Yes," I said. "I felt them wiggling, but then they stopped wiggling." "The strings were wiggling really fast," she said. So you can see in the picture here, when you strum the strings, they wiggle really, really, really fast, and that equals music. So those wiggles are called vibrations. Can you guys say vibrations? Vibrations. You need vibrations to make sound. So let's get up and move. Are you ready? What I want you to do is stand up. Do you have a piece of paper around you? If you don't, go ahead and get a piece of paper now and hold it in between your hands, just like the person in this picture is doing. And you need to keep very still. So if you don't have a piece of paper, go ahead and push pause. If you have a piece of paper, you're holding it in both hands and hold very, very still. Don't move a muscle. Now, is your paper making any sound? It shouldn't be. If you're holding still, you shouldn't be making any sound. Now, I want you to wiggle the paper really, really, really fast. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Do you hear anything now? So what you should hear is if you're vibrating the paper and you're wiggling the paper back and forth really fast, it should make sound because vibrations make sound. When the paper is still, there's no vibrations, there's no sound. When the paper is vibrating and moving quickly back and forth, then it makes sound. You can go ahead and sit down now and put your paper down. Sato picked up Ben's bongo drum. That's what this drum is, a bongo drum. Do you want to try again with Ben's drum? She asked. Yes, I said. Do you think the same thing's going to happen with the drum? Let's think. A drum does make sound, so I wonder if it has vibrations. Sato played a rhythm on the bongos. Boom, bida boom, bida boom, bida boom. So she's smacking the bongo. After a minute, I put my hand on the top of the drum. Sato kept playing, but the drum made a new sound. So when she put her hand on there, it actually changed the sound that the drum was making. If you change the vibrations, Sato said, you change this sound. But drums don't have strings, I said. What's vibrating? Sato smiled and tapped the top of the drum. I could see it was stretched tight. So at the top of the drum, there's like this skin or this piece of material that's stretched really, really tightly. The top of the drum vibrates when you hit it, she said. It's stretched like a rubber band that vibrates when you pluck it. Vibrations make sounds. Have you ever taken a rubber band and plucked it like that? It makes sounds. And those vibrations, you can even see the rubber band in this video. You can see how the rubber band is vibrating really quickly and it makes a sound. Kind of like when we did the rulers last week. Let's think. Where does the sound come from when you talk? Because I can hear my voice. I can hear it makes sound. So how does that happen? So I want everyone to take your hand and put it on your throat. And I want you to quietly hum a low note. So something like this. Can you feel any vibrations? I can feel vibrations when I hum. I can feel the vibrations on my throat. Let's do Emmy's cymbals, I said. These are cymbals. You can crush them together. There's no strings, and there's nothing stretched tight like a drum. So I wonder if anything will vibrate on the cymbals. Maybe I'll be able to feel them better. Sato picked up Emmy's cymbals. Ready? She asked. Then she banged the cymbals together. Crash! I put out my hands and I gently touched the edge of the cymbals. I can feel vibrations, I cried. The sound slowly died away, probably because she touched it, so she's slowing down those vibrations until they stop. And so if the vibrations slow down, then the sound is going to slowly go away. Just then, Ben and Emmy came in. What are you guys doing? They asked. Playing with vibrations, I answered. That's what music is all about. In today's activity for science, you are going to create a head harp. It's a very cool new instrument. So what you will need is the string that came in your science kit. So go ahead and pause the video until you have this string ready to go. Now that you have your string ready to go, what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the string around the back of your head. You want the string to go over your ear. See how it's over my ear on this side? And it's over my ear on this side. And if you need, you might need to get help from a parent or a friend. You're going to hold the piece of the string together. I'm going to turn this way. Remember, make sure it's over your ears because this is how you're going to hear the sound of the harp. You're going to pull it tight. If it's really loose like this and hanging down, it's not going to work. You need to have it pulled nice and tight, and you're going to strum the string.
and you can go closer to your ear and further away from your ear. And as you go further away, it changes the sound. So you are going to hear the vibrations, and there's different sounds. So when it's closer to my ear, it's kind of a lower sound, like dum, dum, dum. As I go further away, it starts to get higher and higher. And as I go really close to where my fingers are, it's like dee, dee, dee. So this is your head harp. And this is how you are going to hear the vibrations. The string vibrates and you can play a tune. Have fun with your head harp.